accused of the Colorado murders that shocked the country in a case with really close ties here to Charlotte. Chris Watts accused of killing his pregnant wife, Shanann, and their 2 daughters.
My daddy is a hero.
Hey guys, we're here from the boat today.
Shanann is a social media maven and master of the digital stage.
I am so excited. I'm driving with you.
She was fun, full of life. She did so many things. She had her hand in everything.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name's Brittany. And if you're new to my channel, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. So today we are going to talk about a case that's not exactly paranormal, but I mean, there are certain points of this case that are said to possibly be paranormal. And true crime is something that has always really fascinated me. And then on top of that, like, this case is just so disturbing. Now, most of you probably have already heard about this case or seen the Netflix documentary on it. But I'm going to dive into a little more detail and show you clips along the way with it. Now, Chris Watts and his wife Shanann lived in Colorado with their 2 beautiful daughters, Bella, who was 4 years old, and Celeste, who was 3. Chris and Shanann were married for 6 years.
And in 2011, he met Shanann Ruszczyk. They married the following year.
And they seemed to have the perfect relationship. Chris worked at Anadarko Petroleum, and Shanann worked as a marketing representative. So she was always on social media, she was always online. Everybody loved her, and every time that she set her mind to something, she would succeed. She had a beautiful home, a beautiful family, and Shanann was also pregnant with a little boy. But quickly you will realize that their marriage was in no way perfect. And in 2015, the couple actually filed for bankruptcy. Now, if you watch some of the footage, you will see closets filled with shoes and clothing, and they had a lot of things. Now, they also had a very nice, big house. And financial struggles are a very hard thing. However, it gets a little bit more extreme. Now, in July of 2018, Chris began to have an affair with his co-worker, Nicole Kessinger. Now, I am 100% against cheating. I have said this so many times on my channel. I go on rants about it. He told her, apparently, that he was in the process of a divorce with his wife, and that they were just trying to work out the financial aspects of everything. Right. Because, you know, that's always the way it goes. They're going to leave. That's a very common thing that you hear when it comes to, like, people who are, like, having an affair and stuff, is they tell the other person, oh yeah, we're in the process of a divorce, I'm going to leave them. But usually, more often than not, that doesn't happen. And there's so many different ways. Like, if you feel compelled to cheat, please just leave the person. Like, that's gonna mess them up for the rest of their life. Don't do that to them. But anyways, before I get on too big of a rant about that, we're going to continue. Now, Nicole was very flip-floppy, and one moment she would be telling Chris that he should be working things out with his wife and enjoying the time they have together and enjoying his time with the girls. And then in other instances, she would be bombarding him with messages and telling him how she wants to give him his first son. Now, Shanann was pregnant with Chris's first son. So whether Nicole knew that or not, I don't really know. But if she did have any inclination of Shanann being pregnant, that's a really messed up thing to say. And that even led Chris to commit the awful deeds that he did. It was the final thing that sealed in his mind that he was going to do this. Now, Chris also ended up giving Shanann oxycodone, telling her that it was like a pain reliever, like a Tylenol or ibuprofen or something along that, to try to get her to miscarry. Because he thought that if Shanann wasn't pregnant, then it would make his affair and being with Nicole so much easier. Which is an incredibly selfish, like this whole thing is selfish. Now on August 13th, Shanann came home from her business trip at 1:30 a.m. and her friend dropped her off. When Shanann missed several appointments that day, her friend Nicole Atkinson became very worried about her. She was trying to call her, Shanann wasn't answering. She ended up going to the house. She had the code to get in. And Shanann was nowhere to be found. The girls were nowhere to be found. But Shanann's car was still there. So Nicole called Chris, freaking out, like saying like Shanann and the girls are missing. Does he have any idea where they are? And he claimed that they were at a play date. There was no need to worry. And she's like, Chris, her car is still here. And she was saying how she wants to get the police involved because they're missing. Like, his wife and his girls are gone. And he didn't want to get the police involved, but she did the right thing and didn't take no for an answer. Now, Chris got there after the police got there. The police kept calling him and, like, telling him, like, hey, like, where are you? And he kept going, I'm 5 minutes away, I'm 5 minutes away. But it was taking a very large amount of time for him to get there. Which, I'm sorry, but if, like, Jeff and Sebastian were missing, I would be there as quick as I could. Like, I would not, like, be taking my sweet time. Now, from the moment Chris got there, he acted super, super weird.
What friend?
So I went to a friend's house, so that's all I knew.
Who was she supposed to go to?
That's all she told me. She said she was going to her friend's house to take the kids.
When did she tell you that?
This morning, when we were talking to about 4 and 5 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah, find a...
He was repeatedly swaying back and forth, which is a self-comforting technique. Which, okay, like, your wife, your children, they just went missing. You do need to kind of comfort yourself. But he didn't look concerned. He looked scared. But not scared in the sense that they were missing. And he's a very bad actor. Also, he was consistently on his phone. There was one point when a police officer asked what was behind one of the doors, and his first response was that it was locked. Not, let me open that for you, because it's locked, or anything like that. It was just immediately, it's locked.
The store right here, go to. It's locked. Do you have a key for it?
Yeah, they wake up and tell the store right here and just play with that. Yeah.
Like, don't you, if you were innocent, which we all know he's not, but if you were innocent, wouldn't you want the police to be looking through everything, finding whatever they can? So this entire time that the police were there, Chris denied knowing where his family was. Now in one clip, you can hear a giggle of a little girl.
Oh my gosh. What in the world is that?
Now, there's a lot of people that believe that this is actually Cece and, like, the spirit of Cece. which is pretty crazy. And you have to keep in mind that this is body cam footage. It is not it's not somebody doing a spirit box session or anything like that. It came through the audio for the body cam footage, which is incredible. Now, police body cam footage also showed cops with Chris at their neighbor's house. Now, the neighbor's name was Nate Trinostitch. I definitely butchered that. Now, his security camera actually caught footage of Chris on the morning that Shanann went missing. So, as they're watching this footage, Chris is often looking away. He has his hands on his head like this. He's not, like, fully immersed. He looks stressed, like, he just looks scared, like, what are you going to find? What is on that? Not, you know, like, if someone wasn't guilty, they would be sitting there, they'd be staring at it, they would be trying to find any clues that they can to, like, oh, what happened to my wife? What happened to my kids? Like, not looking away from the screen like this.
Street from this street. And this is him at 517.
Get everything back in. Be easier to lug everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
At one point, which I find incredibly interesting, a commercial comes on, and the commercial is actually from American Horror Story. But the commercial shows a baby burning, and then a skull, like a baby in utero burning, and then a skull in oil.
Oh, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
Which, I'm sorry, I believe in signs, absolutely. So I think it is insanely crazy that that is the commercial, out of all commercials that could play, that is the commercial that played. Because, as we know, Shanann was pregnant, and the girls were in oil. So a lot of people think that this is Shanann sending a message to officers like, this is where we are. Now, Chris doesn't make a comment about Shanann being pregnant until this commercial. So out of all things, this is when you decide to tell the police that probably already knew that she was pregnant, but this is when you decide to talk about it. Like, if you were really worried, that's not something that would just slip your mind. Now, at another point, the officer informs Chris that someone else has walked in, and Chris asks if he can leave. They are watching security camera footage to try to find out where his wife is, where his daughters went, like if anything happened to them, and he's asking if he can leave. Now, eventually, the police was like, yeah, no, we want to watch more. But eventually, he says that Chris can leave and go talk to another officer, and Chris very quickly shakes the neighbor's hand and, like, basically does all but run out of the house.
All right, appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks. Hopefully something comes up here.
Now, that cop stays back and talks to the neighbor, who seems to want to talk to the police one-on-one. Neighbor insists that if Shanann had left willingly that morning, that the camera would have caught it. And then he starts talking about how peculiar Chris is acting. Because he's not acting right at all, he's very fidgety, and he's never rocking back and forth like that. Also that he never loads things in and out of his garage. And he comments about how much Chris was stating, this is exactly what I was doing. This is exactly what I was doing. Not, like, why was he trying so hard to defend himself?
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunchbox and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
he doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulled into the garage. Yeah. And he knows my camera's there.
Any other neighbors have cameras around here, you know?
I'm sure a bunch of them do, but not that I know of.
Okay.
And I used to see him walk out of his house right here.
He took the car out of the garage?
Oh, the car was parked over there for a long time. Like a couple days.
This was past weekend?
No.
It was when she was gone for the 6 weeks.
Oh.
But I thought it was kind of odd that he never parked in front of here or right here. He said someone broke into his truck and he parked over here. I have no idea. Hey, he's acting so suspicious. He's normally, you can ask them, he's normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did, what he did. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself in his situation.
Oh, I agree.
You know, anyone's going to be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he told you 3 times what he brought with him, why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, he didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why is he so worried about you knowing?
Chris confessed to killing Shanann, Bella, and Cece along with their unborn baby after he failed a polygraph test. First, he said that he killed Shanann in a rage because she had strangled the girls. But that wasn't true. And that was so messed up that he would dishonor her memory like that. What really happened was after an argument with Shanann, Chris went into the girls' bedroom and smothered them with a pillow from their bed. But he was unsuccessful. And as he was killing Shanann, the girls woke up, walked into the room. They were, like, you could see that they were absolutely traumatized. They were all bruised. And they asked, what's wrong with mommy? And Chris told them that she didn't feel good. So then he proceeded to carry Shanann out in a blanket to the vehicle. And he laid her at the little girl's feet before driving them to the oil fields. Now, once he got there, he took Shanann's body out, he put it on the ground, and then he went to Cece. He strangled Cece, wrapping her head in her favorite Yankees blanket while holding her face so then she couldn't scream, and then dropped her body in one of the 8-inch hatches of an oil tank. Next, he came back for Bella, and Bella asked if the same thing was going to happen to her that happened to Cece. And then Chris proceeded to kill her with the same blanket and then manipulated her body so it would fit in the oil tank.
Taking mommy out, or?
Yeah, I don't remember what I told them, but they did ask that.
What they say specifically?
It was more of like, what are you doing to mommy?
Alright. And then the girls, right? Okay. You mentioned Bella was first. Cece was first, okay. Where exactly was she when it happened?
In the back seat.
Okay. Was she just right next to Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so once again, was it a hand over her face? Was it?
It was a blanket over and my hand.
And then your hand. Okay. And then so that just stopped her from breathing type thing? Okay. Did she struggle at all?
so, but I was blocking her face and my hand was right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had one hand here and one hand over her mouth?
And we're just pushing her against the back of the seat type thing? Okay. What was Bella doing?
She was sitting there next to it. She didn't know what was going on.
Okay. Could she see you? Okay. Tell me about what you were thinking.
I wasn't. I was thinking it's what happened.
Yeah.
Or any partial hint of what I feel for those girls and what I feel for my wife, but none of this would have happened, so I wasn't thinking.
Okay. So she's in the back seat. Okay. And then once she's gone, then is it Bella next, or did you pull Cece out?
I pulled Cece out.
Okay, so once Cece's gone, Bella's still there in the car alive, and then you pulled Cece out. What'd you do with her? Okay. So she went into the tank, and Bella was still in the back of the truck alive. Okay. With regard to that tank, did you bring up Cece, put her down, open the hatch?
Brought her up, opened the hatch.
And then put her in. Okay. And then went down to Bella. Tell me what happened there.
She said, what happened to Cece? First she asked, it was the same thing, the exact same thing that happened to me as Cece.
Did she ask you that? Okay. So Bella's pretty smart. How did she sound when she asked you that, Chris?
She had that soft voice she always had.
Yeah. And what exactly did she say?
She said exactly the same thing that happened to me as Cece. And then I said, I don't even remember what I said.
Okay.
I don't know if I just said yes like a horrible person, or if I just put that blanket over her too and did the same thing.
Same blanket, same.
Now, it's also important to note that Chris brought with him his lunch, which, like, how can you even think about eating? But he brought his lunch. He also brought a shovel, a rake, and a gas can. And he later admitted that on August 12th, he knew that he was going to kill his family and did nothing to stop it. After he killed the little girls, he then buried his wife's body. So after the little girls and the wife was recovered, they found oil in one of the girls' lungs, which means that she wasn't dead when she went in there, which is horrifying. Chris even said that he put them in oil so they couldn't get up a second time. On August 21st, Chris was charged with first-degree murder on 5 accounts. It was an additional account for every child that was under the age of 12. He was also charged with 1 account of illegal termination of a pregnancy and 3 accounts of criminally disposing of deceased bodies. Now, after pleading guilty to the murders on November 6, 2018, Chris was sentenced to life in prison without parole on November 19th. Chris said that if he had not met Nikki, that he would never have had that urge to kill his family, and that he felt no remorse because he felt that Nikki was his soulmate and he just wanted to be with her, which he is a rotten person. All around, just a rotten person. However, in doing an interview on February 19th, 2019, Chris told investigators that he was remorseful and that he had found God. Now, currently, he is actually trying to get out of jail, or out of prison. He is saying that the police, they didn't interrogate him fairly, and he was manipulated into saying certain things, and that he feels like God wants him to do more work outside of prison. So, yeah, I'll let you guys watch that clip. I'm not going to play the entire thing because it was kind of long, but I'll play part of it for you guys right now.
Sure. Taking the call.
All right, so just talk to me. I don't want to be the one monopolizing the conversation. So tell me what you want to know from me, or just tell me what's on your heart.
Well, just going in the law library as much as I have, I see a lot of cases. I've heard a lot of cases around here, guys. I've seen a lot of cases where the DA or the judge have had a lot of misconduct, but the judge has ruled, say, well, it's not egregious enough, or it's not that that wow factor enough to really sway in the defendant's favor. Now, I'm looking at the things that I know. I mean, I've never dealt with a law before, so all this. I mean, I'm winging it in the law library as I am, and God directed me through little things like through the poisonous tree, the Brady law, and different cases that just they pop out of nowhere. But I know what God's putting in front of me, and I see all these things that relate to my case. I just don't know how to frame this. Where like when I do this 35C, I've had this paperwork with me for probably a couple months, and I know I only have a year left to appeal some of those Class B and C felonies at a 3-year limit or 2-year limit, and I really want to figure this out where I can do it in the right time frame, but also not rushing anything. And I just want to get out of here. I want to get. I know that God has a plan for me, and it's to be in prison right now, but not stay here because He brought me here for a reason. But He also wants me to do something on the outside. I know I just can't sit here and just wait. I know there's waiting, doing nothing, and there's waiting that seeking an action verb. That's what I'm doing. But I also want to know what action to take, because I have no intellect when it comes to the law. But I know He can teach me, and that's what I'm just waiting for. Things to fall into place. I still know how to do it.
So yeah, personally, I don't think that he should be able to get out of prison. He committed such an awful thing. I don't know how you cheat. And then on top of that, I don't know how you kill anybody, let alone someone you were supposed to love. And then on top of that, the worst, all of it is bad. All of it is so insanely bad, you guys. But killing your children? How? How do you do that? I want to know what you guys think about Chris Watts, though, in this entire case. I want to know if you guys think that he deserves to stay in prison, which, I mean, personally I do, but I would like to know what you guys think. Now, if you like this video and you want me to do more true crime cases, definitely hit this like button and definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!